Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at what happened in Mount Kenya during William Ruto's visit, there are so many conclusions that you can draw from there. But for my case, I was able to draw one simple thing, that in 2027, under room temperature, William Ruto is going home. That is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, kindly, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Now, what are these some of the signs that I was able to see from a distance are saying that William Ruto is going to go home? Number one, we have to admit that the journey of William Ruto to State House was purely determined by the Mount Kenya people. And they voted overwhelmingly, giving him about 47% of the total number of votes that William Ruto needed to be the president. So as we speak today, the team that took William Ruto to State House has rejected him in totality. That means very well that the support William Ruto had in 2022, has reduced by 50%. Very simple and clear. So William Ruto has to go and establish Mount Kenya somewhere else. Maybe establish Mount Kenya in Northeastern, establish Mount Kenya in Luo Nyanza, establish Mount Kenya in Western, establish Mount Kenya in other regions like Nairobi if he wants, at least to give him the same support that he got back in 2022, which of course I doubt cannot work. So as we speak today, if you look at everything, William Ruto is worried because the Mount Kenya people are not supporting him the way he is expected to be supported, because that's the only way he can become the president. That's the only way. Now, number one sign I want to talk about here that William Ruto is worried about Mount Kenya and that is worried that he's going home is the fact that there was so much police deployment during his tour. I want to be specific on what happened in Embu. One of the bloggers here was on the ground and he said that one thing he was able to notice very fast is the huge deployment of police who are non-uniformed.
Niliwaambia mimi jana nilisema naenda kuinject from the ground. Nilikuwa ground. So, this is what happened. Asubuhi, mimi nilikuwa safari ingine huko. So, nikafika around kitu saa 3 saa 4 Nairobi. And kujua president alikuwa naenda Embu. Mimi nikapanda gari yangu. Kateremka hadi Embu. By saa 5 nilikuwa Embu. Nikaanza kuobserve hiyo weather ya Embu venye iko. My friend. Police. Askari. Non-uniformed. Walikuwa more than 1,000. And unajua, those wenye wanajua hizo maneno, you know how to identify a police officer. Be him DCI, akuwe NIS na nini, you know how you can identify them. They were in, my friend, walikuwa yani hata sijui walikuwa watu wengi. So kulikuwa na uniformed police officers pia walikuwa wengi sana. Gari za polisi, za DCI, za NIS, flying squad, wale wanajua kuzi-identify, again wenye wamekuwa kwa hizo vitu, you know, they were more than 60. Wacha sasa zenye unaonaka hii ni GK, zimetambulika, hizo zingine zimefichwa. Embu ilikuwa ina room hivi, hata nilikuwa nashangaa kwani president mali alikuwa na huko Dharakanidhi alikuwa na kina nani. So kulikuwa na tension. From my intelligence, the president alikuwa anaogopa Embu kabisa.
Civilian police officers who are all over. And then I asked myself, what were these people doing there? First is to ensure that they curb any form of attempt to heckle President William Ruto, to intimidate people in the grassroots. That was the first one. The second one, it was just to fill the crowd, so that even if William Ruto does not get people to cheer him, at least there are people at least to shout and show that at least there was presence of the crowd there. I want to give an example of Embu, because Embu is the same place William Ruto was heckled the first time after impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, and the told did not remain behind this time around again because they heckled President William Ruto seriously. So in Embu, William Ruto was heckled and we all know that. But now, the police deployment shows that there's a lot of doubt in President William Ruto about the support and the state of the ground. And that means the police deployment shows that President William Ruto the ground is not in his favor. It's against his presidency. That is why he has to have the police deployment in all places that he goes. Number two, of course, is the splashing of money right, left, and center. Leaders from UDA side have come out to say that William Ruto did not use money to get the crowds in Mount Kenya, and that they are grateful for what happened in Mount Kenya as people came out in large numbers to welcome him. We know William Ruto did not give the money physically by himself. We know he had members of parliament who are there to ensure this has happened. We know the governors were present. We know some senators were there. We know some people like Maina Njenga and some other youths were also in the ground there, on the ground, to ensure that they have given money to, they are mobilized. Let me say that. So there's no way President William Ruto and his men can come out and tell us that there was no use of money. Money was used to get people to come to William Ruto's rallies. And that is the fact. And that is the fact. People came in large numbers. At some point, actually, we had some people complaining, we were called by a senator, we did not get the money, we were called by so and so, we don't get the money. So the fact remains that people attended the rallies because of their money. And that is a clear indication that William Ruto knows there's no support he has on the grassroots. And therefore, that's one of the biggest signs that William Ruto is going home come 2027. Another thing is the extended mobilization. Apart from just having the, excuse me, William Ruto using his methods like having the interview, he also ensured that he has all the government agencies in the grassroots, on the grassroots there. We had the cabinet secretaries, we had the police, because we also Kanja there actually speaking. So he was also in the mountain to ensure that William Ruto has gotten the crowds and the support that he needs from the people. We had the cabinet secretaries, as I said. We had the deputy president himself. We had the MCs. We have the governors who were also present to ensure that they are mobilized. And I did show you how Anne Waiguru was training people literally on how they're going to speak to President William Ruto.
Na tukikaribisha wenzetu kutoka eneo zote za Kenya. Harambee! Kenya kwanza! Kenya kwanza! Kazi kazi! Kazi ni kazi! Bora! Uchumi bora! Pesa mfukoni!
Such kind of things. So mobilization was across. That kind of an extended mobilization, it shows simply that William Ruto is in doubt of the support at the grassroots. Because he knows very well that if he comes, there's a likelihood that people might just be staring at him as he comes and his convoys speaking and then goes away. So he had to ensure that these people have come. And at some point, we saw people even having uniforms. People wearing some traditional clothes, outfits, going there to sing, more especially women. So the fact is, as we speak today, it's very clear that William Ruto is aware that he does not have the ground at all. Also, another thing I want to say here, of course, is the persuasion language that William Ruto was using.
Simutaniuliza maswali 2027. Sinitajibu maswali. Nikipita mtihani si mimi naendelea. Nikianguka mtihani si mimi naenda kulima. Iko shida yoyote? What is the problem?
That is a language to show that he is also feeling that the ground is not with him and people are watching his steps one at a time. Another thing I also noticed is that even during the interview, he was a bit humble. He even said that he has created the relationship in Mount Kenya for quite some time, and it is not ideal that this is the time they are going to ensure that the relationship is out. He's going to ensure that he has kept the relationship for long. So there's a kind of language that he was using to ensure that at least he has gotten the support of the people. And that is a clear indication that William Ruto is completely worried. Because the William Ruto who was attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta last campaign, it was not the same William Ruto was speaking when he went for the visit. The previous William Ruto was speaking with a lot of authority, like he was the kingpin of the Mountain region. He was speaking from a certain angle of kiburi vibaya sana. He was saying so many things, including splashing Uhuru Kenyatta from that place. So therefore, this time around when William Ruto came, it was completely different. The language was different, and that was a clear indication that William Ruto probably is also aware that the situation is not good. Another thing I want to say is the lack of effect. William Ruto has come to the mountain, he has left, and it's like he never went there. Meaning that people are completely have completely moved on from what William Ruto did during the visit. This is because people don't feel his presence because there's no development. They're used to him lying. They're used to him giving fake promises. And probably if you go to Mount Kenya as we speak today, even most of the contractors who were there during President William Ruto's visit have now left. Even the projects that were doing, the strength that, the energy that was there, the motivation, it is no longer there. So the fact remains that there's no effect that people are left with on the ground that can tell them, no, William Ruto coming, it's going to be okay. Another big sign that I'm seeing here, it's the fact that Rigathi Gachagwa's attack on his visit to Kasarani in the church was a big sign that William Ruto is afraid. William Ruto knows that Rigathi Gachagua is taking Nairobi step by step. He is now reviving the spirit of Mount Kenya in the Nairobi city. And that means that he had to send goons, according to Rigathi Gachagua, to go and disrupt the meeting. It could be William Ruto, it could be Gachagua, but it's all the same. It's all the same. Everything happens under the instruction of the president. So when all these things happen, it's a clear sign that there's trouble, there's fear in William Ruto's camp. I don't know what you think about this, but let me kindly see on the comment section what you think. And that is my opinion. Please, thank you so much for those who've been supporting my channel, because I'm already at 5,500. We are heading to 6,000. Please make sure that you're part of us by subscribing. And for those who are commenting, I learn a lot from you. Please, thank you so much, because I read each and every comment. I might not be able to reply because there's so many. I do so many videos, but I'll make sure that I've read each one of them so that they can help me grow. Thank you so much, please, and may God bless you immensely.